Hey guys, welcome back. In this lesson, we are going to expand upon what we had built in the last lesson where we had added a comments model and we had attached that using the has-many relationship to the post model. So let me just show you guys what we're talking about in Tinker. So I've started Tinker in my command line over here. I'm going to hit up arrow and you're going to see here that we have a little bit of code, post equals post where ID equals 2, and then I'm saying get the comments model along with it, and we're going to load this data. If I hit enter on that, it's going to show you the data structure that we're dealing with here. So we have a post model and then we have a comments model that is combined because the ID is the same here, ID2, post ID2. What we need to do now is we need to expose this data structure over here in our APIs. So what I've done is I'm in Postman, I've created a GET request getting a single post with an ID of 2, and we are sending that data, and if we send that request, we're getting back the data about the post, such as ID, title, body, and etc., but we're not getting any of the comments. So I'll show you a really good way to do that right now. All right, so first off, we have a show function. Our show function in our post controller is returning a simple JSON response. And then one other thing that I wanted to show is that we have already built this relationship with the comment model that a post has many comments. So with those things in mind, now we can start to update our API so that it uses the appropriate structure. So let me get over to the to my terminal. I'm going to get out of Tinker, and we're going to first run the PHP artisan command, and we're going to make resource, and we're going to call it a post resource. I'm going to hit enter on this. And with the post resource created, we can go back over here to our application and we can go to app HTTP and then into the resources folder, and you'll see now that we have a new file called post resource. I'm going to get rid of this return statement for right now, and we're going to make our own. First, let's start off with an empty array, and then I am going to start by defining what data we need to return from this resource. So first ID, and then to refer to the model, you can use this keyword. So this ID, and I'm going to put a comma at the end there. I'm going to copy this line and paste it 4 more times because I'm going to use this as my template for the other data attributes. So I'm going to hit Control D to get a multi-cursor, and the next attribute that I want is body. Then on the line down below, I'm going to hit escape and then do that again, and we're going to grab the created at, and then the last one, last attribute we're going to grab is the updated at. I'm going to save this, and I have an error here, so let's just try to figure out what that error is. I think it's because it's missing a semicolon right there. So that's fine now. Now what we need to do is we need to go back over to our post controller, and instead of using the simple response that we have here, I'm going to delete this, return, and we're going to return a new resource file. So we're going to return new post resource, and we need to pass it the post model that we are receiving from this function call. So with this in place, let's go back over to Postman and let's hit the send request on this one more time. And you'll see here that we're getting back the data, but now we have it wrapped in this other data object, and that's a clear sign that we are actually pulling this from our resource file and not from just a simple JSON that we're creating in our post controller. So that's great, but let's continue on and let's add our comments model as well. So we're going to build another resource for our comments file. So to do that, we're going to create a comment resource. So in our terminal, type php artisan make resource, and we're going to call it comment resource. Hit enter on that. And now that the resource is created for the comments file, let's go into our application, and once again, app http resources comment resource, and let's get rid of this return line right here, and let's create our own. So we're going to return, and then we're going to return an object, or an array, and from the array in the comments resource, we are going to create an array with a type of body, and we're going to return this body. This is going to be the body of the comment, and I'm going to copy this line again one more time so that we can add two more attributes. So the next one, we are going to say comment created at. I'm going to hit escape on that, get rid of the first bit of text here because it's not comment created at. That's just a special tag that I'm using so that it's easier for people to understand what they're looking at. So I'm going to copy this and paste this over here, and we're going to change this to updated at, and this is going to be updated at. I'm going to hit save on this. Now we can go back over to our post resource. We're in our post resource, and we're going to bring in the comments resource. So we're going to create a tag called comments. Now we're going to say comment resource. I don't know why resource is so hard for me to spell all the time. Collection, which is a special function of the resource class, and then we're going to pass it the data from our model, so it's going to be this comment, and then we need to make sure that our data is filled in, and I need to get rid of this actually never mind, the open close parenthesis, but need to add a comma, so there we go. So now we have our line comment resource collection, this comment, and then we're getting that resource. So now if we go over to Postman, let's hit this request one more time, and we should see a positive result, which is the data for the model, including all of the comments data as well. And you can see here we have our custom tag updated at, and we have the created at and the updated at for the model, and all of that is combined in our request for the post data. I hope this video was helpful, and thank you guys very much.